Hey, welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We're going to be playing through the closing chapter. So, right now Setsuna's missing. We've been looking for her for a while. She disappeared after she got duped because no one believed that that girl was as bad as she was. No one believed, except me. I'm still salty about that. So, let's see if we can find her. Don't you know I'm doing my best to find you? Don't you know I'm trying my best to protect you? So please, don't force yourself to endure this alone anymore. Please let me support you. Let me alone support you. Please, you only need to ask.
はい。はい。ありがとうございました。それでは失礼します。
From early morning until now, the number of places I've called must be in the hundreds by now. Admittedly, I didn't expect this strategy to bear any fruit, so upon having that prediction come true, I feel a strange sense of relief. With this, I've contacted all her old classmates in the address book. I've also already gotten in touch with all the friends and relatives Setsuna's mother told me about. Among those was even the number of the Hot Springs Hotel in northern Kanto that promised us they'd keep our trip there a secret from her family. But as expected, Setsuna's current heartbreak trip did not lead her there either.
あれ、まだやってたの北原さん。もう夕方だぜ。
ああ、ごめん。こんなに長いして。本当に迷惑かけてます。
いや、迷惑かけてるのうちの家族の方だし。
As Takahiro-kun drags me back to reality, I take a glance outside. The sun is already descended so low that it's hidden behind the tall buildings in the distance. According to the clock, it's almost 4 p.m. Takaya should be back from his rounds soon.
本当に姉ちゃんは来年には卒業だってのに、どうしてここまで子供っぽさが抜けきらないかな。ねえ北原さん、本当にあの姉でいいの？
いや、どちらかというと刹那でなくちゃダメというか。いや、その。
I tried to nonchalantly deal with this question, but my choice of words just made the whole exchange weird. If I had said something so immature to the rest of her family, it would have been even more awkward.
よし、わかった。そこまで姉ちゃんに騙されてる北原さんに免じて、今から俺も手伝うよ。
Aww.
君、もうすぐ入試だろ？
Though in a strange way, I feel like it would make the Ogiso family relieved to hear something like that. With the exception of her father, I guess.
大丈夫だって。今さらジタバタしたって始まらないし、大船に乗ったつもりでドーンと構えてればさ。
それは毎日の積み重ねがあって初めて言えるセリフだと思うけど。
遠慮しないでいいって。どうせ昼過ぎから全然進んでなかったんだし。
よくないだろ全然。
いやほら、俺だって姉ちゃん心配だし。たとえ態度からしてとてもそうは見えないとしても。
だいたい高弘くん、どうして学校行ってないんだよ。今日平日だろ？
え？
そりゃ今の時期は自主登校かもしれないけど、君は仮にもクラス委員なんだから。どうした？なんか俺変なこと言ったっけ？
今日祝日だよ。
え？
建国記念の日じゃん。授業なんてやってないよ。肝心なところで抜けてるんだからな、北原さん。
祝日？
北原さん？
That moment. Realizing my careless oversight, before I could even curse myself or stamp the ground in frustration, I just stood frozen in place for a while. A holiday. It's a day off both for universities and schools. Normally, it would be impossible for someone to be alone in that place, which holds so many memories for us. But today, it might just really be empty. he just gonna break into the old school? I don't believe it.
ごめん、遅くなった。
How could I have overlooked such an important place?
別に呼んでないよ。
She's been here this whole time. Even though this was the first place that came to my mind, out of all the places Setsuna could possibly be,
呼んでなくても駆けつけないといけなかった。なんか、いろいろな意味で失格だ、俺。
いろいろって何？友達として？彼氏として？それともギター担当として？
Setsuna is calmer than I expected. No, it's probably because she's spent the entire day agonizing here by herself that her tears, troubles, and anguish are now long gone. At least, that's what I can infer from her expression.
3年ぶりだね、ここ。
Setsuna is atop the stage, atop the very same stage from our memories.
こんにちは。軽音楽同好会です。
Sitting center stage, she's swinging her legs back and forth while staring at the ceiling as if trying to remember a fond memory.
今日は北条大附属学園祭にようこそ。皆さん楽しんでますか？
She closes her eyes with a nostalgic expression. And then, as if trying to fight the overwhelming emotions, she clenches her teeth.
喋ることを考えてなかったので、ちょっとぎこちなくなると思いますが、ごめんなさい。
She repeats the script from 3 years ago, word for word.
もう二度と歌うつもりなんてなかったので、声が出ないかもしれないけど、許してくれますか？
I'm pretty sure this was to be I never thought I'd sing here again. And now, 3 years after, she confesses her current state.
どうしてこうなっちゃうんだろうね。いつもいつも。
Switching her view from the ceiling to her footing and staring at her trembling feet for a moment.
ねえ、どうしよう。春樹くん、私はどうしたらいい？
And finally, she finally turns her face to look at me. Her eyes are red. No!
怖い。逃げたい。
すごく。
じゃあ、逃げる。歌える？じゃあ、歌わない？歌は好き？じゃあ、嫌い？
In response to all my other cruel questions, she chose to remain silent. But now...
歌は嫌いなの。もう二度と歌わない。
That last sentence, I imagine, is most likely a lie. I slowly walk onto the stage and slowly approach the center of the stage.
ねえ、春樹くん。
The very same stage where Setsuna once stood before.
私はね、
The very same stage where that amateur performer confidently put on a show for the first time in her life and attracted the undivided attention of the audience with a smile beaming across her face.
あなたを好きでい続けるために歌の方を嫌いになったの。
What? The MC's words, carrying the weight of the ebb and flow of 3 years past, gouge at the emotions hidden in the deepest depths of my heart like knives.
もし歌えば必ずこの学園祭のステージが、みんなで練習した毎日が、最後の24時間が蘇る。
That's tough. She stares into the distance, as if at once reminiscing on a dear memory and glaring deep into the void.
けれどね、私の記憶はその楽しかったところで止まってはくれないの。
To me, her only audience, she conveys her scorching hot and yet freezing cold message.
お祭りの後の夜のこと、あなたにも隠してた醜い自分の正体のこと。
The words she'd never said, not because she was looking out for me, but because she wanted to hide her own weakness.
期末試験のこと、旅行のこと、コンクールのこと、カズサと春樹くんと私の3人で過ごした楽しかったふりをしてた日のこと。
But today, of all days, she vented all of these things.
そして3年前の誕生パーティーのこと。
Because today is February 11th, the day when I betrayed her. Oh no, that's true. I wasn't even thinking of that.
必死で耳を塞いでも目を閉じても、それでもまだ記憶は止まってくれなくて。
I'm sure Setsuna's eyes still see the snow from that day. Her ears still hear the echoes of my excuses from that day.
卒業式のことが、空港でのカズサとの別れのことがすごく鮮やかに蘇ってくる。
My disgusting confession, my voice calling out to Kazusa, and finally, the proof of our betrayal.
そんなことばかり続けてたら、私あなたを嫌いになってしまうかも、憎んでしまうかもしれなかったから。
There shouldn't be any may even in there, because it's abnormal for her not to feel any hatred if you look at the truth of the matter.
だから歌うのをやめた。
In an attempt to run away from it all, Setsuna has made a decision that's tantamount to her destroying her own identity.
一度やめたら忘れるのは早かった。メロディーが頭に浮かばなくなった。だから口からフレーズがこぼれることもなくなった。
Because all throughout that time, Setsuna lived with her song.
寂しくなんかない。だって歌ってた時のことなんて覚えてないもの。
Everyone around her burdened her with expectations that she never asked for, so when it all piled up, she'd sing her heart out alone in the karaoke box to vent everything. She went to the rooftop to avoid people, but when she heard one of her favorite melodies from down below, she spontaneously started singing along.
ねえ、春樹くん。
刹那。
私頑張ったんだよ。あなたのために必死で歌を嫌いになったんだよ。
ごめん。
なのにあなたは私に歌を思い出せって、もう一度好きになれって言うの。
But right now, Setsuna,
私がまた歌えるようになったその時、そこにはあなたのことを嫌いになってる私がいるかもしれないのに。
she's forgotten how to sing, as well as how to smile. And finally, she's forgotten how to connect with other people.
ねえ、春樹くん、私はやっぱりあなたのことが好き。だからあなたが好きなままの私でいたいんだよ。だからできないよ。もう一度歌うことなんかできないんだってば。
Oh, Setsuna.
そう、春樹くんから聞いてるんだ。そう、ちょっといろいろあった。ゆうべは一人でビジネスホテルに泊まってた。連絡せずにごめんなさい。 うん。ごめん。今日も帰らない。大丈夫。心配いらないから。一番安全なところにいる。私が今、一番安心できるところにいるから。だからお願い。しばらく、私をそっとしておいて。わかった。今日はちゃんと電話つながるようにしとく。じゃあね。ごめんね、お母さん。お父さんにもごめんなさいって。大丈夫。大丈夫。大丈夫。
Isn't this Haruki's house?
私は大丈夫。もう迷わない。
What? Please tell me this isn't Haruki's house.
今度こそ。
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. I'm fine. When I asked her if she wanted to come to my place, Setsuna nodded without any hesitation. I told her to warm herself up with a shower, so she went into the bathroom without saying a word. I won't be coming home tonight either, is what she told her family. I'm fine. This is fine. I've already tucked away the picture frame, the recording DVD, and especially that magazine from last time deep inside a drawer. Meaning, there's nothing holding memories from the past 3 years here now. I've removed everything that could possibly evoke any such memory for either of us. That's why it should be fine. There shouldn't be any problem. This time, Setsuna and I...
なんてな。
No matter how hard I try to make myself think otherwise, it's obvious that this isn't fine. I feel like this is just a bad rerun of what happened 2 months ago. We're just walking down the same path, about to make the same mistakes. Well, it's so obvious. You just don't rush into sleeping with each other, and then things can slowly progress. It may be true that Setsuna isn't rejecting me this time. And we might be able to go further than what happened during that Christmas night and manage to greet the morning together. But it won't come about as a result of us believing in one another. It won't be a refreshing morning that dispels all anguish. If we still carry the same heavy feelings that burdened us last time, there's no way our hearts could ever truly connect. We've already experienced all of this for ourselves, but what do we hope to gain from repeating it all over again? But I made up my mind, right? I will wait for Setsuna. And I'm not waiting for her to give up on me. I'm waiting for her to make up her mind.
よし。
大丈夫。
Oh, wow.
Haruki
うん、お疲れ様。お茶なら冷蔵庫にペットがあるから、悪いけど勝手にやってて。
何してるの？何してるのって聞いてるの。
Even though the air conditioning has already warmed up the room, Setsuna's voice and her body are still shaking.
コンサートまであと2日しかないから。
Harukiくん。
A mix of bewilderment, panic, and hopelessness shone through Setsuna's piercing gaze as she stared at me. But she just stood in place, unable to approach me.
あの時と比べてもさらにメンバー足りないし、アコースティックバージョンに直すしかないな。ボーカルとギター1本で聴かせられるように。
私歌わないよ。
そう。
だから今すぐ引くのやめて、お願いだから。
Setsuna's voice, which seemed so fleeting until a moment ago, now came back in full force, along with her rage.
どうしてなの？なんでそんな無駄なことするの？
無駄かな。
無駄に決まってるよ。だって私歌わないんだよ。コンサートなんか参加しないんだよ。
But the rage subsided quite quickly, replaced with an expression of bewilderment, asking me why while peering into my eyes.
そんなことよりも私たちには今もっと大切なことがあるよね。
Wrapped in nothing but a bath towel, Setsuna is kneeling down right in front of me. Although she's covering her chest with her arms, all the curves of her body are laid bare for my eyes to see. As she closes the distance so much that we can almost feel each other's breath, Setsuna slowly opens her lips and...
私いいんだよ。
Carrying those decisive words, her warm breath reaches my face. And it's not just her breath, her lips, face, shoulders. Her entire body is unabashedly flushed after the bath, and the pleasant warmth is reaching me as well.
今日は絶対に拒んだりしないよ。
I don't know though, she's kind of using this to get us to stop playing a song, to distract ourselves from the past, which doesn't seem very healthy. That alluring voice and those intoxicating words.
今日だけは私のことを信じて。お願い、春樹くん。
せつな、俺。
私もう大丈夫だから。春樹くんを傷つけたりしないから。
そうか。
うん、大丈夫。私は大丈夫だから。春樹くん。
As if dispelled by her touch, the sound of the guitar ceased, as Setsuna cheerfully invaded my personal space. The hands she used to cover her chest are now tenderly embracing my cheeks and are pulling me closer to her face ever so gently. Naturally, our shadows merged into one.
それって大丈夫だって言えるのか?
But in response, I bind Setsuna with yet another spell.
大丈夫って相手を気遣うための言葉だろ。どうして自分に言い聞かせる必要があるんだ?
I'm glad Haruki realized that. That's mature of him. Because she's lying.
本当に相手を求めてるならさ、自分が大丈夫かなんてそんなこと考えもしないだろ。
春樹くん。
As I turn my vague reaction into a definite statement, I reveal its true meaning.
俺だったらさ、自分どころかせつなに対してすら大丈夫だって言えないかも。
And now, finally, Setsuna understands what my attitude means. I can't believe Setsuna the way she is now. I believe that she loves me, that she loves Mimi, and I believe that she cares about me, but I won't believe in her words, trying to reassure her that she's ready. Good. I'm relieved, actually. I'm really relieved.
そんなの男の子の理屈だよ。こっちはそっちよりたくさん勇気がいるんだよ。
そんなに一生懸命覚悟する必要があるなら今はいいよ。
春樹くん。
Because even I've come to understand that right now, Setsuna is merely trying to use me as an escape. I finally understand the reason why Setsuna was able to see right through my attempts to escape back then. The more you think about the other, the easier it becomes for you to see this.
どうしてよ。春樹くん、 ないの？私のこと好きじゃないの？
好きだよ。
And then, after casting another spell to put Setsuna at ease,
世界で2番目に大好きだ。
huh? The second. This what? What? He cannot mean. Oh my god. I also chant a curse to make Setsuna feel anxious.
2番。
Setsuna's flushed face turns pale in an instant.
それって、私、やっぱり、カズサに。
The one name that she tried so hard to seal away forever that she stopped singing. She mutters it, unaware. I knew this would happen because of what I just said. In fact, that's what I was planning for.
私、どれだけ頑張っても、いつまでもあなたのこと見続けてきても、それでも、私、カズサには。
だって、俺が世界で一番好きな人は、俺の前で楽しそうに歌う刹那だから。
Oh, what a rotten trick. That was actually pretty cruel. I don't like that. That was not nice. Because, for all my feelings to reach her, I knew it would have to make at least this much of an impact.
俺の下手くそなギターに勝手に乗っかって歌い出す刹那が。
This is the lowest, most cowardly word game to play. Yeah, honestly, it kind of is. That was not cool.
カラオケ行ったら周りを無視して自分の歌いたい曲を5連続で入れてマイク絶対離さずに自己陶酔してる刹那が。
Takeya taught me this method of persuasion, telling me that in order to reach that unreachable girl, I'd have to make an impact before telling her what I really want to say.
1週間毎日だろうが24時間連続だろうがどんなきつい練習でも平気で歌い続けてる刹那が。
Right now, I have to resort to such a lowly trick, but I don't mind using it as long as it works.
リハーサルの時はガチガチだったくせに本番になったらノリノリで歌い上げて観客の大歓声に完璧な笑顔で応える刹那が
Because
好きなんだ。世界で一番。
But the chances of me actually pulling this off are still around 50-50, because my target is the one truly unreachable girl who stands at the top of this summit.
俺だけじゃなく竹谷も伊代もそれにもしかしたら柳原友も。
But it's not only her body, but the bottom of her heart as well. I must make her understand this.
そういうわけでごめん。今は俺練習の方を優先させる。
But it's still too early for that now. I have to keep waiting until the time is right.
眠かったらベッドを使っていいから。ちょっとうるさいかもしれないけど我慢してな。
いつまで続けるの？
とりあえず濃密で弾けるようになるまで。まだまだ道のりは長そうだ。
I don't know, I just don't see him swinging back from this so fast.
私、帰ろうかな。
俺遅れないから悪いけどタクシー呼んで。
1 hour after the practice started. How awkward. Setsuna just sat on my bed holding her knees with a blank expression and stared at me as I played the guitar.
練習なんかしたって無駄だよ。私、絶対に歌わないよ。
Man, I don't know. I think she'll come around eventually, but I just did not like that little word game. I thought that was very rude. So I think that's a good stopping point for today. So, Thank you so much for joining me on this chapter of White Album 2, and I look forward to playing more later. So until then, take care!